落ちた競合飛べないカラス
What's up YouTube, it's Blackwing here, and today I want to tell you how the year 2017 changed how we probably play Blackwings even up today. So you might ask what happened in the 2017 year. Then in 2017 Zoodiacs got released, and Zoodiac at the time was just overpowered, just insanely great and good deck. But the issue with Zoodiac was that the deck was just so overpowered that it became like instantly tier 0 deck, and you could almost play nothing else than Zoodiac, or it was just impossible to beat it with your like rogue options or even your like past tier 1 options. And this issue was also noticed in Japan, and actually the shop owners in Japan forbid people to bring their Zoodiac decks to the shops and play non-competitive tournaments with the deck. And that just tells you how bad the issue was, that people were just sick of the deck, they didn't want to see it, and yeah, so on. But yeah, back to the kind of issue or point here was that in 2017 it was impossible to play like normal Blackwings, because it was just not competitive enough, in my opinion at least. And yeah, I think a lot of other people that played similar kind of like rogue decks just noticed that I cannot play this format because Zoodiac is just so good. But yeah, I noticed that something had to be changed in the Blackwing like deck that I played, because you could not play it. And I started looking around and I found this Dark Synchron deck. The Dark Synchron deck, it was basically kind of like a Synchron deck that wanted to hand loop your opponent's whole hand. And that's actually, I started looking at the deck and I was thinking like, okay, it plays synchros, and Blackwings do a lot of good synchros and so on. And I started noticing there's like similarities with the deck, and I actually started implementing Blackwings into the Dark Synchron deck. Dark Synchron was like a really rogue option at the time, but yeah, I made my own version of it, and I call it Black Synchron, you know, because it has Blackwings in it. Yeah, so I haven't seen a single person playing the deck or seen it anywhere else, and I think it's a really nice deck. And yeah, I even took it to nationals and I got top 16 that year, 2017, with it. I also took it to the European Championships and I made fairly well there as well. But yeah, I'm gonna jump to the combos now, so you can see kind of what the deck tries to do and how Blackwings are important in it. But before that, I also want to tell that I think this deck is one of the reasons why I started building the Kaliuga combo, or really put my time in it and effort, because you could almost say this is like the grandparent of Kaliuga, because otherwise I wouldn't have probably figured out or being confident in myself enough, or to see that like a such OTK-ish strategy would work. So yeah, let's jump to the replay here. Yeah, so as you can see, Gofu was in 3 or at 3 back then, so all you needed was Gofu or a level 5 tuner, and we also play Thesis in the deck, so you know Instant Fusion is also a level 5 tuner. And then you need something to put level leader to the graveyard, so Armageddon Knights, Dark Breathers and so on. And here you can see this is already something that the other builds did not play. They didn't play Sohaya, but Sohaya with level leader, it just works like magic, because obviously you can just spam out Sohayas and get them back and use Sohaya's graveyard effect, so that's something really nice. Then we went to play Axel Synchron, and this is more of the Dark Synchron, and they usually play this as well. The whole point is basically making TG Hyper Librarian and the combo you're seeing now. So just drawing a lot of combos with Formula Synchron, Coral Dragon, and with Stardust Charge Warrior. And you could almost say like that this is the first part of the combo, just getting a lot of draws and a lot of, you know, extenders and possibilities you can do. And at the time Ash Blossom was released, but it was a secret rare and like not that many people played it, so there wasn't kind of that many hand traps if you went first, if you won the die roll. So here, again, you can see Raikiri, just insanely good because it's level 7 tuner, and obviously if you can get level leader somehow back, you know, you can make an Omega and start hand looping your opponent. And this is something that the other Dark Synchro versions did not play. Okay, and here we also use Steam and get more level 7 Blackwings. And I think Chidori and Raikiri were also kind of nice, because if you did not play win the die roll, I mean, This worked really well at breaking boards, because obviously right here you can pop cards and so on. And we have to also keep in mind that the meta was just, or the game in general, like 5 years ago, was just so much slower than what it is nowadays. Okay, so here we got one card already away. Obviously the idea here to draw with TG Hyperion Librarian is to kind of get your DDR, different dimension reincarnations, because then you can loop the Omegas that are already banished, as you can soon see. Yeah, here. So here we're just taking all of their cards from their hand banished, and basically leaving your opponent with one card on their turn that they draw. And also, if I would have drawn Soul Charge here, I could have gotten my formal synchron Spiral Summon back, and then if they set something on normal summon, the only card that they draw, I can make Trishula in my on my opponent's main phase and banish that on the response to the normal summon. So yeah, here my opponent just summons Greffer, attacks over Sahaya, and then all the Omegas come back, and we can go for an OTK. Like that. Yeah, so in my opinion this is like the grandparent of the Kali Yuga build, because otherwise if I would not have started kind of coming up with this idea to create like some kind of hybrid synchro Blackwing thing, because it was just impossible to play the kind of normal version. You had to really play something crazy to be able to compete, and obviously also have some good luck to win the die roll. I found this as the like only competitive viable option to play Blackwing somehow in 2017. You could even argue that this is not Blackwing, but this is the only way that you could play like the amount of Blackwings in your main deck that I'm playing in this deck. And I also think really this is like the alpha version of the Kali Yuga, because it basically does the same thing as you just saw. It pretty much skips your opponent's turn and then it just goes for an OTK, and that's pretty much what Kali Yuga also does. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. This was kind of a really different video that I usually do, but I hope you still enjoyed it. If you have any comments, please comment them down in the comment section below. As always, I'm really happy to read them and so on. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm out.
それでも一人じゃなくなったあいつは強いよ。